You know, it's one of those weird things in life you notice, especially culturally or politically. People will change their mind about some subject. You know, at first they're one way, and then with some education or whatever, and I was kind of that way about pedals. Why do I need a pedal? You know, it seemed like some communist idea or something, you know. The amp I used a lot, almost exclusively in those days, was that was the brand Custom.
Custom with the padding on the outside.
Right. And basically it was solid state, but they had created this amp in such a way that its natural sound, if you turned it up pretty loud, it was a 100-watt amp.
Yep.
Solid state, but it didn't have that horrible, tight, too clean sound that so many of the solid state amps were into. And I always felt that a black face or the silver face Fender, the twin reverb, the big amp, I thought that was too harsh for me. I still do. It's just, the Custom amp kind of had some hair on the notes, you know, and it was perfect for strumming an electric guitar, especially a Rickenbacker. The toaster pickups, like on that guitar, weren't real loud, so the amp had some finesse to it. It had some, you know, it didn't just hit you like a humbucker pickup, which is louder. And so you could strum and be acoustical sounding, even though it's an electric guitar, but it's a Rickenbacker. It's got that jangly thing.
Yeah.
You know, that combination was perfect. The Rick with the Custom amp.
When you toured back then, how many guitars would you take with you out on the road?
2.
Just 2 guitars,
yeah.
Okay?
But they were in different tunings. That was the reason.
Okay, so all the monitoring that there was were just floor monitors at the time back then. And probably not even, right? Back in the late 60s, was there even floor monitors?
They weren't, as a rule, in one place.
Okay.
Sometimes it'd be like side fills
Side
or
fills,
something.
yeah. When did they start getting proper floor monitors and things like that? It was early 70s?
That probably happened, you know, I mean, I sort of pulled back from showbiz around the time Creedence broke up.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't out touring and taking advantage of all the developments in technology that, you know, like the Grateful Dead started having these gigantic PA systems that certainly was one element of the attraction of going to their concert, because it was, you know, it's just huge sound.
Yeah.
I kind of missed that. I had to catch up when I started touring in the late 90s.
Now, when you go out and play, do you use in-ears?
It's been a struggle. When I first started in 97 at touring again, I was using whatever the monitors were and learning that, there's this new thing, these in-ear things.
Yeah.
So I think anyway, within a short time, I've jumped in. This is the new thing. I have to learn how to do this. And I went straight to the in-ears. And as a matter of fact, there'd be a lot of times you couldn't hear the vocal on our stage. You'd have to be out in front to hear it, because, you know, all these engineers are saying, you can't have the vocal, it'll make it feedback, blah, blah, blah. So our stage was actually kind of quiet.
Okay.
I hated these things.
They were weird, right?
Because I would notice the first thing I missed was interaction with the audience.
Yes.
So I'd turn around, you know, I'm facing the drummer or whatever, and hey, John, how you doing? And I'd turn around and be looking all over because I couldn't tell where that voice came from.
Sure, it's just coming in your ears.
So, right.
Yeah.
So I actually tried for a while having little microphones, you know, across, so I could get some kind of sense of, how can I say it? There are house mixers, then there are stage monitor mixers, and then there are in-ear mixers. Mm-hmm. And there might be 10,000 front of house mixers that are good, and there might be, 1,000 stage monitor mixers that are good, and there might be 3 in-ear mixers that are, because I don't know what they're listening to, right? And I got a lot of guys in the band, they all have different mixes.
Yeah.
And so it was continually, if everything was perfect, they were a dream.
Sure.
But like I've tried to imply there with a little sarcasm, it just seemed like even if that one guy was really great, he would probably miss it 50-50.
Yeah.
You know, and so you would have the bass would be really loud. Well, I will tell you my story of when I stopped using them. It was it was a show in Sweden at the Tivoli, and had just fired the prior in-ear
In-ear
mixer,
guy, right,
and had
uh-huh.
a brand new guy who insisted he knew, you know, and that show I happened to be doing this, my song, or the song I recorded with Creedence called "Nighttime Is the Right Time," and I go to do the song, and all I'm hearing at a dinosaur type level is the piano. Gung, 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 gung. Oh my God! You know, it's like, and that's all I could hear. And of course, this person had assured me that they knew anyway. You know, I just decided after that, John, just go old school. Just do wedges
Yeah.
and figure it out. So what I actually have the in-ear things. One of them's tucked away and never used. The other one's kind of sitting here, almost falling out of my ear, and the only thing in it is my vocal and my guitar. And so if I get in trouble with pitch, I can't, it's so loud, I'll shove that in there
Yeah.
and maybe have a better shot at singing in tune.